Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara is playing video games, and today we are doing 10 knives in 10 minutes. Here is the Rat 1, also called the Spidey Rat, because this one has been modified by BJ Hill from Hilltop Knives and Gear. I will link his channel below. He does a great job, and he also takes in business to do these. I do like it. I think it's pretty awesome. You do get pretty good purchase from the hole. I think you get a little bit better action out of the thumb stud, but it's still really cool, especially if you like to Spidey flick your knives and stuff. And then also the front choil is a part that I really like, because it gives you a great placement for push cuts and, you know, just choking up. And yeah, it doesn't add to strength for sure, but this is a really tough knife already, so I really do like it, and very awesome. Thanks a lot, BJ. Next up is the Kooby Kooby Anteater. Ha! I almost called it the Fire Ant. Kooby Anteater, an S35VN titanium. Very cool. It is a very strong built knife. T8s all the way around. It is kind of heavy. I'm not gonna say it's like too heavy or anything like that, but what I mean is that there's no weight relief, and it's got a big old titanium stair step backspacer. Very cool colors. It really looks push my stuff around. It really looks good, and it's got this hawkbill blade that is inspired by a karambit. Takes a really good edge, and yeah, really good for EDC use if you like to do utility cutting purposes, and also I guess it could be considered a self-defense knife, but it's really good at doing precision cuts and stuff, and like cutting ropes, and you know, for utility purposes. Very cool. Next up is the Tucson TS16. This one has been modded by us. We actually did a lot to this. We stripped off the old Cerakote that was on the handles, which took a long time. Stripped that off, gave it a flame anno after doing a stone wash. You can see how it looks all beat up. We wanted to make it look like it got picked up out of a bonfire or off of a shop floor or something. We acid etched and stone washed the blade, and then gave it a regrind, as you can see. So it gave it a really cool two-tone finish on the front, and then the flame anno on the back with the beat up, cracked looking from the stone washing. Looks very cool though, and this is a good knife. D2 and titanium. Next up, Best Tech Goblin. Best Tech does a really good knives, whether they are budget knives or high-end knives. This would be considered probably one of their high-end knives. It is S35VN. And titanium, also with carbon fiber. They have different versions of this if you want it in all titanium. I can middle finger flick this one. I just put the pressure right there on the side. I'm kind of pushing the blade over. I need to tighten the pivot, but there we go. But yeah, I just put pressure right here on the side like that, and then bam, very easily. Good ergos on this. You don't really hold it back here, but as long as you're using the finger choil, it locks you in really good. The jimping's really nice, and just really good for anybody that likes a good Warncliffe blade shape, along with you know, in a small package. Next up, Kizer V3 Vigor. This one has a dual grind. It is VG10 and G10 steel liners. It is very smooth, because it is on phosphor bronze and Teflon, which a lot of Kizer's done with the two phosphor bronze washers on each side and Teflon tend to be very smooth after breaking in. It has the compound grind, which is hollow and flat. So it has a hollow grind right here, and then a flat grind right here, nice and thin right here. Very good EDC knife. Not a really big package, kind of a, I guess in the middle ground for size. Medium size knife. Very cool. There you go. Next up, the ZT0450. This one was modded by us also. We acid etched and stone washed the blade, and then we wanted to give it the battlefield pickup, but in kind of a purplish color. And then we left the standoffs, or the back spacers, whatever you want to call it, red, which gave it a nice little pop of color. Acid etched and stone washed the clip. It kind of has the scratches all over it anyways, because we've had this for so long that it was well used, and we've modified it a couple times. I also put in a nice sharpening choil. This is S35VN and titanium, the zero tolerance 0450. It's kind of a medium sized knife also. Not a big knife. My biggest complaint was I wasn't happy with the heat treat that was on the S35VN blade, but it is what it is, and we've had some fun with it. Next up is the Boker Zero Sulaco. So this is a Ram Maramba design done by Boker. He's passed away now, but he's done great designs in the past. He's known for doing these nice big thumb studs, which are pretty awesome. I have to say, you kind of have to get behind them, like on this little flat spot right there. But when you do, you get lots of leverage. Nice, easy access to the lock bar. It's 440C and G10. It's a pretty heavy knife, pretty hard use knife. I do like it a lot. They also made these in titanium. I can also give it a middle finger flick. Usually I have more leverage than that, but bang, very cool knife. Next up, the CRKT Razel. Now this I used as a work knife for quite some time. Now as an EDC knife, it is a little bit big and bulky and heavy, but as a work knife, you get fantastic ergos. I mean, amazing ergos, and you get a really cool blade shape that gives you good utility purposes, scraping, prying, and since it's so thick and the liners are so thick, it kind of gives you some pretty good strength. Now, I do think that they could have done it better, and I wish they would have, because I do really like it. The thumb stud action's great. The liner lock's nice, easy access. It is very smooth. I like the nice thin hollow ground blade, plus the flat up here to the Razel. You can see I've sharpened the heck out of it from all the chips I've put in it from prying and scraping and stuff, but still just a great knife. It also comes with the Razel clip that you can put on the back, so you don't have to have this clip up here. You can have a clip back here if you want. Next up, the SAVI Chronic in 9CR 18 MOV and G10. I forgot to say this is HCR 13 MOV. So G10, steel liners, easy access to the lock bar. It's kind of just a straightforward knife, but it's nice for somebody who wants a small EDC knife that's like a razor with good build quality, nice T8 hardware, minimum hardware, reversible pocket clip, and it yeah, very cool. It's locked up really strong, nice grind. I love this nice clip point hollow ground blade. They also make this in a drop point version that is a front flipper, also deep carry clip. Last up, I'll do a two for one deal. We got the CRKT terrestrial and the Kershaw Showdown. This is an HCR 13 MOV G10. Great action, great detent, very smooth. I love the giant finger choil they give you. Nice hollow ground blade, beautiful blade shape, just a great work knife and a good user. My biggest complaint was the access to the lock bar. You see they didn't give you hardly any access to the lock bar, and you see how big my thumb is compared to this hole, so I kind of got to smash it in there. But aside from that, very good user, and it is on bearings, very smooth. Last up, the Kershaw Showdown, which is also an HCR 13 MOV drop point blade. It is a hollow ground blade, great EDC size. It is a stainless steel knife. It does have the assist, which means you push the flipper tab and then the assist bar takes over and flies it open almost like an automatic. When you close it, it's free dropping to there, and then you get the resistance. You gotta fight past it, but it's still easy to manipulate one-handed because it is a smaller knife. So that's what's kind of so great about it. It's great for people that don't need, or don't want, I should say, a big knife. Nice deep carry clip, a good knife too, great grind. I love the nice hollow ground blade, and it kind of has a little bit of a recurve, but I think that's just from me sharpening it. I don't remember if I think it still kind of had that, but not as pronounced. But the more I sharpen it, the more pronounced it gets. But very, very cool. Great. I like the colors, or not colors, I guess the black and white kind of look. But it is a great little EDC knife, and yeah, great little user. There you guys go. 10 knives in 10 minutes. Peace.